Good morning, beautiful souls. How are you? I've got my sister here today. I wanted to do a video about essentially, self-owned businesses and startups. How the first couple of years can really make or break you, because there is that time in between where you feel invisible and you feel like nobody wants you and nobody needs you. And my sister has been through all of that, and it's been really inspiring to sort of watch her journey and watch her come out the other side, where she has that abundance, that she has that, that sort of vision that we all want for ourselves, that the customers and clients come to us. So this is my sister, Cian.
Hello.
I'll let her introduce herself. But yeah, over to you.
Thanks, Shani. My beautiful sister. I've been in the fitness industry. I've been an athlete for about 18 years. I originally moved away from Ulladulla when I was 15 years old, just after our dad passed away. And I knew what this town needed in regards to fitness and health. But however, I started my journey in a different state in South Australia. And then I knew just what the industry needed and how many younger kids needed to be developed properly for sport, but also the general population that aren't athletes and aren't superhuman people, how we could help them just be better and more comfortable in life, pain-free, and reaching promotions, whether it not even be fitness and health, whether it be work, stress less lives, relationships, happier people. And I brought the business back to Ulladulla because this is where I started. This is what I knew what Ulladulla needed and how I could help people move forward in a healthier and happier life. And I feel when we first started out, we had this big dream and it was just passionate, and we just had this dream of huge ambitions, and then quickly realised that no one actually knew or remembered who I was. This town is small, but it's actually quite large, and we started our business with a small model. We couldn't afford any roof over our head at the time, and we were out in the rain every day. And no one was turning up, no one was showing, and that was okay because we had a passion. We knew what we wanted to do, and essentially that's where Rogue was built through a passion. We just rocked up every morning, no one turning up, and I was just telling Shani before, people would be running past us, and we'd be there drenched with our little logo on our shirt, and we just didn't feel like people needed us. But I knew what I had in my mind. I knew what my experience, how I could help them. And it was just a matter of persistence and being resilient to those hits that kept knocking you down. And yeah, that's essentially where we built our Rogue, our name, and what we are now. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, like it's like you have this vision, you have this inner knowing that you have something that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And then you go and create a business, and you go and create the name for yourself, you go and create your programs, and then you're like, okay, great, I'm done, I'm ready, let's go. And you put it out to the market and no one shows up. And then you're just like, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I'd hear stories of C and her partner Tiana, showing up week after week after week to no one. Yeah. They had this like amazing program, amazing vision, and no one showed up. And that's the thing too, like it's about having that vision that's bigger than you, because if you don't have a vision that's bigger than you, that's bigger than everything, like Cian said, that's going to knock you down, you will give up.
Yeah.
You will, after those few, and I'll let C go into it a bit more too about the time frame, but it's not just months where you can show up and no one is there, no one is receiving you.
Yeah.
And in those moments, that's when you can give up. That's when you will say, enough's enough.
Yeah.
So I want to just have C touch on that a little bit about how sort of the time frame of how, you know, when she started to when she actually started to see the abundance of clients, you know, coming through the door and people being attracted to her and knowing her and wanting her.
Yeah, so we started the outdoor boot camp style because we couldn't afford any sheds or anything, and we were there every morning and every night. We put it out on the notice boards, put it out everywhere we possibly could, just to be able to help people. We even made them free. We just wanted people to be able to move. Again, it was the passion, not the money side of it. We just wanted to help people. For a good 6 months, I'm going to say not one person turned up. We were there every day. And I think when we first moved here in March, it was raining. So we're actually out there in the rain, me and my partner Tiana, just trying to just do what we wanted to do. I was so eager. I just wanted to help. I just wanted someone to come along. I nearly poached someone when they were having a coffee. I was like, just come here and I just want to talk to you. I just felt like my nothing was getting tapped into. I have so much knowledge and I just wanted to help people. And I seen people running past me and I was like, well, why aren't they wanting to come to us? Like there was just this thing. But again, you got to think about when we want something, we don't just go to someone straight away and pay the money and just expect the most from them. There's trust and respect and loyalty and everything that comes into something new, because there's nerves, there's anxiety, there's stress that comes around something new. And what I quickly realized that people didn't know who I was. So I started talking about me a little bit more, telling them my story. I've been through massive depression where I was actually bedridden, and I started talking about these issues within myself, and that's when I started seeing people relate to me. I guess probably before that I was probably being someone a bit superhuman to them, someone that was always in sport and just knew how to do it, whereas I'm not. I'm just human, and I fall too, and I struggle to get up. It was my partner Tiana that actually helped me through these moments, and also the business, the people that I was surrounding myself with. So it took us a good 6 months to a year to even have anyone know who we were, not trust, no respect. They just knew who we were. And then it took another year or so to actually have people come through the doors and actually want to pay for a service that they didn't kind of even know we offered. So it takes a long time, and I put it down to just trust and respect. The more people seen our faces, the more they seen us still doing what we set out to do. Nothing had changed. We're still consistent. We're still reliable and still punctual. We're always there half an hour before every session, and we still are. Just so people know that whenever a session or something is booked in, it's always going to happen. It's always going to be open. So I think consistency was a key to us for success, and then also just the resilience to know what our message was, the passion we had to help people. That has never changed. Whether one person turned up or 10 people turned up, we still have that passion. And you have to have the door open for people to want to come in. As soon as you shut that door, no one's going to know you're there. So the more we kept that door open, the more we flourished. So, yeah, it took a good 1 to 2 years, I think, to even have a consistent 10 clients, really. Yeah. Which, you know, it was hard to do. We've got to live. We just went out and got part-time jobs to start with. So,
yeah. And that's what you were saying to me too before, which we will they're currently renovating a new gym. So we will go and show you where they started and what they have created for themselves. But I think what I took away from what you just said, C, is the consistency and the resilience, because it's hard to be consistent and resilient when you feel like no one's actually taking any notice of you. And it feels like if you're invisible, why should I even show up? And to have that resilience within you to just keep picking yourself up every day. And I think something you mentioned before was each day you would wake up with that energy of like, okay, we're going to show up. And it wasn't you weren't showing up in a defeated energy. It was would you agree? Like, that's that brand new energy of like, okay, today's a new day. Today, someone is going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, in hope.
Yeah.
There's many tears around the table. Of a night time, that's when you tend to crumble. But in the morning, again, we need to be the light of people's days. So, yeah, just the passion drove through those emotions. And, yeah, no one turns up. You get sad. You get a bit down, but you pull yourself together and you go, no, again, another day, one client is better than zero. 2 clients is better than 1. So we're helping 2 people, and then plus their life and their friendship. So it's it really is testament to a personality of someone starting a business, because I think we're saying before, it's 50-50. You could either, when you're at that sticky point, it is just as easy to stop as it is to keep going. So which way do you go? Do you keep going or do you stop? If you stop, you've probably got all that pressure off your shoulders. If you keep going, all that pressure is back on your shoulders. But how strong is your passion?
Yeah.
And how strong is it? And we're saying before, I started the gym because I knew the hole that was in the market needed to be filled. I knew it was there. I was a part of it. I was an athlete. I knew there was a hole in this town that wasn't there. So that's why I bought the business back specifically for that. And same with you, Sharni. You went through something that there was nothing there to help you at that point.
Yeah.
So you're designing something that's there to help someone. So you know there's people out there that feels and have felt the exact same way as you did. It's just how big is that passion? How much energy do you have to keep it going so people can see you and that you're there authentically?
And now we have little Miss joining us as well, and Cian's little one is on the floor in her capsule on the floor. Yeah, I mean, essentially what I wanted to cover today was, you know, how your vision and your passion and your purpose has to be something bigger than any obstacle that is going to come up, because essentially you are going to be faced with things in your entrepreneurial journey that will test you and want to make you stop. So, you know, like for myself, this is why I really wanted to do this video today, because I'm in that place too. And I don't feel like a lot of people actually talk about this place, because it's either you're beginning or you're like super successful. Yeah. There's no in between. And there is this whole big journey in between. And it's a journey of business growth and self-growth as well. Yeah. Because you have to step up into that leader that you need to be for yourself and for other people. And you have to grow into that person. You have to show up. And like Cian said, you have to be consistent and have that omnipresence, have your face there for people to know that you are there. You are there for them, and you aren't going anywhere. You aren't just a flavor of the month or a flavor of the season. It is something that you have decided is your true purpose, and you know that in your heart that is going to be your forever. Yeah. Did you want to add anything to that, Steve?
No, that's spot on. Like we are anyone that starts a business starts out because they're passionate about something and want others to experience it or have help in it. And, you know, me and Sharna are blessed to be in the realm of helping people, and it's hard. But yeah, you need to just keep doing what you're doing as hard as it gets. Have a cry, take a day off. Don't forget to take days off. We need the days off, because when you're a self-owned business, you're running around the clock all the time. But you just got to know what you're doing and where you see yourself. Your message is being heard. It just takes time for people to trust and respect your process. And yeah, like I said before, there's many of tears, many of late nights, crying around the dinner table, talking about, is this thing going to work? And it will work. And I guarantee it, if you go into it with passion and not greed, it will always, always work. You've just got to give it the time. Yeah, and as Sharni said, there's not many people to speak about this. It's a topic not spoken about. So we're talking about it now, and I hope to a certain point, it does help people push through that hump, because on the other end, beautiful things happen. It's magic.
I know, that's what we were talking about before. Like,
Yeah.
you've got this, like, you choose to start up and you've got all this beautiful energy and excitement, enthusiasm and passion.
Yeah.
And then you go to market and then you're just like, well, why is no one paying me anything? And then you go through this time where you go through that, you continually go through that, you continually go through having that nothingness. And then once, I was saying to C before, once you fight, it's almost like you get over this hump. Yeah, thanks, darling. It's almost like you get over this hump, and then like the world is it just opens up for you.
Yeah.
But you need to get to that point. You need to keep showing up and having that beautiful energy, as hard as it can be sometimes. But like C said, you need to take time for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a balance. Like, having your own business is a balance between being in service for other people, but also being in service for yourself. You need to love yourself just as much as you want to help other people.
Yeah.
And have those times off and cry and have your meltdowns, but just don't stay there. Have your, like, pick yourself up and keep going.
Yeah.
But it's just that continual process, like, and then you get to the point where, you know, you have like all of your clients, they are magnetized to you and to your message, and they trust you and they trust your process. But it doesn't end there either, because then you step into this next level of yourself and this next level of your business that, you know, just continues to thrive and continues to grow and to blossom. We've just got little Figgy joining us.
Hey, Fig.
And, you know, running a business with with kids isn't as straightforward either. So, you know, it's definitely, you know, having that, like C said before, that resilience to, you know, give yourself the tools to move through these really hard times that will test you. And like she said before, it is just as easy to give up.
Yeah.
It's just as easy to say, you know what, stuff it, screw it, I'm done, and throw the towel in. And like she said before, a lot of pressure would be lifted off your shoulders. But then what would you be left with?
Yeah.
Like, if you do still have that vision and you do still have that passion, then you would be left with regret.
Yeah.
Regret that you didn't keep pursuing and keep pushing. So, you know, I believe that it's not... Poppy, hang on a second, darling. Just hang on a second. Yeah. It's just having, like we've said the whole way through, having that vision and that purpose that is bigger than you, bigger than what, and like what Cian said before, bigger than any money, bigger than money, bigger than any obstacle. You are doing it for the passion and the service that you are going to be offering to other people.
Yeah. And if you give up, you'll be giving, how do you say it? You're doing an injustice to people, because then you're not there to help them. So I feel if we didn't create Rogue and we didn't keep going, we've got 100 clients now that will have nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in hindsight, I look back at that and go, thank goodness we kept pushing, because what we've created now is absolutely magical. And these people wouldn't have experienced any of this in their lifetime, because we do offer a different service. We are different to any other gym. We're personal, we're intimate, and we like to help people just from the bottom of our hearts. And if we gave up, they wouldn't have experienced that.
I love that. I love that you said that too, because that's so powerful. Like your passion and your vision is something that is given to you for a reason and for people to experience. Yeah. Like, and if you don't follow that through, if you don't action and keep actioning that, they don't get the privilege and the honor of being able to experience your passion and your vision, because essentially, like, you've been given it to be of service to someone else.
Yeah.
And it's not about you.
No, it's about them, and it always has been, and it always will be.
Yeah.
We've created what we've created for them, not for us. I like sport. I've done it my whole life. I could go and do that on my own as a solo person, but I want to create a space for people to do it too and to be a part of. And if we can keep doing that, be pretty cool. Yeah.
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 Well, did you have anything more that you wanted to add, C? And then otherwise we can go in and show them.
Just when times get tough, just revisit your values and your vision and your missions, and just keep pushing through. If it's strong enough, you'll jump back on the bandwagon and keep going. But it will get to a certain point where it's 50-50 and you want to give up as opposed to keep going. And that's normal. That's completely normal. It's just a matter of what you have time for. Do you have time to keep pushing through? I'd say keep pushing through, because it's what you want to offer is worth it. You just need to get people to see that. Yeah. And they will. They'll see it. They'll see it that it's worth it.
And they'll see it in spades. Yeah. When you can match that beautiful energy of, the abundance.
Yeah.
They will see it, they will receive it, and they will come to you. They will find you.
Yeah, they will. They'll find you.
And also you have your message is valuable.
Yeah.
Your service is valuable. Your passion and your purpose is valuable. It is worth it. Yeah. It is worth that old saying, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot. It is worth it. It is worth pushing. And I say push because it's just, pushing through those barriers. It's not pushing, against resistance. Yeah. If you don't feel it's aligned for you, then, it might not be right for you. But pushing in the sense that, if it is feeling aligned, if you know in your heart that it is right for you, it's the right direction for you, then keep going. Yeah. Keep moving, keep pushing through those barriers, those blocks, those limitations, those thoughts that you aren't enough, that you are invisible, because someone is watching.
Yeah.
They are just watching you long enough to know that they can trust you.
Yeah.
And what you have to offer them is what they need.
Yeah. We've had a couple of clients come to us now. We've been open for 6 years. They've come to us now saying, I've been watching you for 2 years, and I think it's time for me to now sign up. So if you shut those doors, you've lost out on helping that person. So they do. They come. You just got to trust your process.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're going to go show you.
Yeah.
Where they started.
Yep.
They had moved. They'd moved. They started in a little small room. They moved, picked everything up, and now they're back into a much bigger and more expansive space.
Yep.
So we'll go show you their, their measure of success in a way, because, they've been able to start with nothing, start with a couple of $100 in their pocket. And over the last, few years, really just that persistence has paid off.
Yeah.
And now they're in this amazing place.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully I'm going to pause it and hopefully it's actually going to stay with us this time. Okay, so we're inside their first part of their gym that they had at the very beginning.
Yep. So this is it. This is 8 by 10 metres. We had a good probably 10 bodies in here. Shani's just going to give you a little spin over the area. It's quite small. Obviously we're doing work to it now, but
so this is it.
This is it. That's it. So this is where we first started, and now we're back in here. This is going to be our yoga studio. We'll have a masseuse and a physio in here as well, and then we'll take you out the back and show you the rest of it.
We'll see you on the other side. All right, so I'll let you explain where we are now.
So this is the first shed. So this is attached to that little office we just showed you. This will be our PT studio. So pretty much where we are now, we're moving everything into this studio.
I'm just going to do a pan around so you can see my face.
Around. So this is a 200 square metre shed. And then what we've done here in the back here, we've knocked in a wall. So from here is going to be our open gym. So this is a PT studio, and we'll take you in there and show you the open gym.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so this is now the open gym. So we wanted to create something where people can come in and train, but be comfortable in an area that we've created because they know who we are as people. And what our methods and values and morals are. So this is the open gym. So Sharna can give you a little pan around. So we're still in the making. Same square, about 200 square metres floor space. So this is where people can come in and train on their own. Still a lot to do. But so there's 3 sheds here now. And
we'll spin around so you can see their logo.
Yeah.
We'll keep spinning.
There we go. So there's the magic that Tia and one of our coach Marty created on the wall, which we've always wanted and never had a space to do. So we finally have our first mural on the wall, which is pretty cool for us. And then, this is, so we've got 3 sheds now, and hopefully we're opening up a door for people to be able to come in and train in a different light, and in comfort and the culture and the community that we've provided as Rogue. Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess like the whole moral to the story is, there we go. Trying to hold my computer. If you have a vision, if you have an inner knowing, if you have a passion and a purpose, see it through. Don't let the obstacle of, money or, beliefs or what other people tell you or anything stand in your way. Because there is truly something beautiful on the other side.
Yeah. We could smell it. We could vision it. We knew what we wanted. We just needed the time to get it. And that time is up and downs, but you just got to persist through. And it's for sure. You got to listen to your heart, listen to what your message is, and just have faith in yourself. No one's going to back you. No one's going to back you as much as you back yourself.
Yeah.
You're always going to have people doubting. We did from day one. Everyone's constantly telling us, have you got a second job for a backup? So, and I was like, no, I don't, because I don't need a backup. This is it. This is our life. So, so the message to Shani is and to everyone else is just keep going, keep pushing through, and it will bring you magic.
I hope this helps shed some light on maybe where you are, if you are looking to start out your business, or you are in the early stages, or you're been in it for a year or two, but you are not seeing the clients come through the door like you would wish. I hope this gives you a bit of an insight that, just keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep turning up, keep growing, keep just like what Cian said before, returning to your values, returning to that vision, returning to your message. What is it, and what is your why? Like, why did you even start in the first place? Returning to that place and regrouping yourself and starting again.
Yeah.
And show up every day with that new beautiful energy.
That's right, 100%. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you guys for listening, and much love.
See ya.